Day, first Declaration Day in 1868, as a nation we have come together to honor the proud men and women who bravely served before us. Since the Bandshell first opened, we've gathered together in this place. As we begin our service, I would like to introduce my friend and fellow commander, John Fiore, CFW Henderson Marino Post, 1819.
I try to find words that celebrate what we stand for. This year, looking out at all of you folks, grateful and humble, falls way short to how I feel about you all coming out today. So, thank you. I'll try and keep this brief, but I try and keep it educational as my focus as a commander. These veterans behind me, they know what to do, but it's the children that I would like to just let them learn a few things, so what's going on and why we're veterans. I'm going to read some words about something I found out, which perhaps many grown-ups here know. And it goes like this. Day is done, gone the sun. From the lakes, from the hills, from the sky. All is well, safely rest, God is nigh. Fading light dims the light of the sight, and a star gems in the sky, gleaming bright from afar, drawing nigh. Thanks and praise for our days, neath the sun, neath the stars, neath the sky. As we go, this we know, God is nigh. I'm going to tell you the origin of that, and it dates back to 1863 during the Civil War. I won't read it, so I'll keep it short. There was a very major battle going on in Virginia, and a captain from the Union Army heard cries going from a soldier out in the field. He didn't know what side he was on, but he knew he was hurt. Him, the gunfire, he went out there, grabbed the soldier by his back, and brought him back to his camp so he could provide medical attention. When he brought him back and he placed the candlelight next to him, he realized the person he brought back was a Confederate soldier, and the soldier was his son. And he just fell back. Anyway, shorten the story up. They could not give him military honors because he was from an enemy force, but because he was a captain, his group allowed him to pick one person to sound off to him, and he chose the bugler from the troop. The words I just read to you were in a pocket of this dead soldier's that he wrote, and it is the words to taps that you're going to hear later. It's an amazing story, and I'm very heartfelt to read it. These are some of the things that you want to know about on how taps came about. A lot of people didn't know that they had words to them, and very well written. We are not poets nor philosophers, just average Americans, always saddened by the events of war and tragedy. We here at the VFW, the American Legion, and all of the military groups support our nation and the values of liberty and freedom it represents. We express our deepest sympathy and kinship to the families of the fallen. May we all know the peace in coming days and years and have strength and courage to pursue it. And continue to pass along to the generations that come the remembrance of days like these. Thank you.
Thanks, John. I call out the Dr. Reverend Oakley. No, he was on vacation. Cover. Yeah.
Before we pray, I invite you to hear a portion of this year's presidential proclamation for Memorial Day. President Biden writes in part, "We will continue to honor our fallen service members through the actions of a new generation who volunteered to serve in uniform, who anchor our military to our democratic values, and who stand ready to deter aggression from our enemies, and if required, fight and defend our nation. Today, As we keep true to the memory of our fallen heroes, we will endeavor to meet their legacy and once more lead the world through the power of our example, not just the example of our power. Let us pray. O sovereign God, bless this free assembly of American citizens gathered here at the John Philip Sousa Bandshell. We come with awesome gratitude for this land of the free and home of the brave, for the brave men and women who gave their all, making the great and ultimate sacrifice. You teach us there is no greater love than to lie down one's life in service to others. Thank you that the long war in Afghanistan is nearing its end as our nation observes the 20th anniversary of 9/11 this September. We sorrowfully remember the 2,312 U.S. military personnel who have lost their lives there. We grieve with their family and friends. We cry out to you on behalf of today's parade marshals, Thomas Puglisi and Dr. Paul Hamlin. Thank you for their service. We also thank you for the members of the American Legion Post 509, veterans of foreign wars, Post, and all veteran organizations. May their collegiality support each other, even as they continue to witness the value of our military men and women, past, present, and future. Come now to us as we honor their memory today, for they did not die in vain. Fill the cups of our hearts to overflowing with sincere gratitude. Let your blessing come down upon us and within us, so that each of us may work for justice and peace, seeking to diminish violence at home and abroad. Bless all Gold Star families. Fill their homes and lives with strength, peace, and joy only you can give. We pray for those on active duty, for their families. Come now, O God, stir our hearts, minds, and spirits. Let the words we hear today from Frederick Faulkner and Sergeant Chalkman inspire us and keep us ever mindful that we are a people striving, praying, working for peace, the well-being of the entire human family, made in your image. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Cover. Thank you, Charlie. Call. Our adjutant, who lead us in the pledge, please remain standing.
And salute.
Order on.
The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Two. Order on. All right. And if I could call Allison Courier, who will lead us in North Bengal Banner. Good to have somebody whispering in your ear. Thank you. Allison.
Oh, say, can you see
Please be seated. All right. This time we'd like to introduce our parade Grand Marshals. I'll begin with our Grand Marshal from American Legion, Post 509, Tom Puglisi. Our Grand Marshal this year served our country from 1955 to 1957 in the United States Army. After induction at Whitehall Street, Tom was rigorously trained at Fort Dix. In due course, he was shipped to France, where he and thousands of others were trained for an invasion, if needed, in southern France. As a young soldier overseas, Tom acquired a deep appreciation for the sacrifices and hardships endured by the young men and women called to serve and protect their country. I am very proud to introduce our American Legion Post 509 Grand Marshal for 2021, Tom Puglisi.
Sport Watching Veterans of Foreign Wars Henderson Marino Post, 1819, has selected Dr. Paul A. Hamlin, a decorated Vietnam veteran and retired medical doctor, as Grand Marshal of this 2021 Memorial Day event. Dr. Hamlin completed his internship at St. Vincent's Hospital in '68 and then enlisted in the United States Air Force. His new residence was Ben Hoa Air Force Base, South Vietnam. From August '68 to July '69, he distinguished himself by meritoriously serving as a General Medical Officer and Chief of Pharmacy Service, 3rd United States Air Force Dispensary, Republic of Vietnam, while engaged in ground operations against an opposing armed force. During this period, Dr. Hamlin received the Bronze Star for his exemplary leadership, devotion to duty, and personal endeavor. On 2 occasions, his quick, calm actions restored life to individuals who subsequently returned to them and then returned to service. The citation stated that under adverse conditions, Captain Hamlin demonstrated outstanding professional skill and remarkable knowledge and calm assuredness in his numerous contributions to the improvement of health and welfare of the base military population. Following hostile attacks, he contributed immeasurably to the smooth handling and disposition of casualties, reflecting great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. In addition to his regular duties, he volunteered and administered to both children in orphanages in the city of Ben Hoa and elderly patients inflicted with leprosy and tuberculosis at a leper colony run by French Jesuit priests and exasperated nuns from North Vietnam. He returned home in '69 and completed his military tour at McGill Air Base in Tampa, Florida. In '70, he resumed his medical education in New York Central Hospital, Metropolitan Hospital, as both resident and chief resident, with a subspecialty training in pulmonology. He went on to be a board certified in both internal medicine and pulmonary disease, and fellow in the American College of Chest Physicians. Mr. Hamlin enjoyed 45 years of private practice in Great Neck. During that period, he continued to serve the medical profession, enrolled as president of Nassau County Medical Society, president of Nassau Academy of Medicine, president of the Medical Society of New York State, and president of Medical Education and Scientific Foundation of New York. He also served as co-chairman of the Nassau County Medical Society Peer Review Committee. From '74 to his retirement, Dr. Hamlin was attending a position at North Shore University Hospital and appointed as clinical assistant and professor at New York University of Medicine and Clinical Medicine. Paul and his wife Jane are married 54 years with 2 sons. Paul Jr., lymphoma specialist, and medical director of David H. Koch Center for Cancer Care at Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital, and Keith, founder and manager partner of Third Prime Capital Venture Capital, and blessed with 5 grandchildren. I present to you 2021 VFW Grand Marshal, Dr. Paul.
I'd like to bring up Larry Tutton, Post 509.
That's easy.
American Legion Post 509.
Memorial Day address.
Thank you, Doug. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to American Legion Post 509 and the Veterans of Foreign Wars 1819 to 2021 Memorial Day service. In America today, flags will be placed on graves and cemeteries. Public officials will speak of the sacrifice and valor of those whose memory we honor today. We remember those we loved and who in return loved us. For those having lost their sons, fathers, their husbands, their loved ones, words are insufficient. Personally, I cannot begin to comprehend the moment when you send your loved ones home. You watch them disappear out of your line of sight, knowing it may well be the last time you'll see them. But this has been a stark reality for many families in this country. So have been the telegrams, the middle of the night phone calls, and the chaplain standing at the front door of the next of kin to tell them their loved one has been killed. These men and women did not volunteer to die. They volunteered to defend our nation and our values. They died that our nation and its values should prevail and endure. Their sacrifice reminds us that freedom and security are not cheaply bought. It has a cost. It imposes a burden. Let us pledge that their lives, their sacrifices, their valor shall be justified and remembered. And just as those we honor were willing to sacrifice, so too should we, in less final but equally dedicated way, to fight and defend and maintain our values. We honor them not for their sakes alone, but for our own. And if words cannot repay the debt we owe, then with our actions we must keep faith with them and with the duty that led them into battle and their final sacrifice. I would like to thank all of you for taking time out of your day today to stand with us in recognition and honor of all those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in service to this nation. I would like to just take another moment and recognize all those among us who have served or are currently serving, as well as any of those who have lost a loved one in the service. We are humbled by your sacrifices, as we know they are great, and we commend the demonstrations of courage and strength that you have no doubt shown throughout the most difficult of times. This is the reality of military service, and this is what we take to heart on Memorial Day. We are able to be here today, largely thanks to those who are not. Thank you, and may God bless America, to those who serve and those who are still serving. Thank you.
Thank you, Fred. Yours, sir. We can have John Shawker come forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. A little chilly. I do this every year, and I'm very honored to be here. I think Providence has been very kind to me that I'm allowed to be standing up here doing this. I'm very thankful for that. I get more gratitude every year. I want to thank all the veterans that have showed up in the crowd and on the stage here, and our Dreadnought commanders from the American Legion and the VFW are here. Excellent men. Also the chief officers and membership of the Port Fire Department. Very proud of those guys. They're the ones that come in the middle of the night. And I particularly want to thank the command staff of the Port Washington Police District. They got an excellent chief in office now, and I think he has 40 years. That's almost half a century. Thank you. So you can sleep very well at night now. You got the best guys out there watching over you. And as far as veterans go, we have any World War II guys here today? World War II? Let's hear it. Come on, we got a guy up here. Two of them up here. Three. All right, Korean War guys. Any Korean War fellows? Stand up. Stand up. Yeah. And our Vietnam boys, where are all they? Let's hear it, guys. Let's hear it. And we have a bunch of combat actions in there. I can't remember them all, but definitely we have Desert Storm guys here today. Desert Shield. Great. And then Somalia. Anybody over there? Okay, that was after Desert Storm, I think. And now Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. Okay, there's so many more. I just can't remember it all. It's overwhelming. I was going to make a list one year and it didn't work out because I kept finding more things to talk about. I want to thank our color guard over there. We got a representative from England and British Isles. We have Major Cavallero. He does this every year for at least 30 years or so now. I don't know, 20 years or something. And they do an excellent job, and we're happy to see everybody here today. And I leave you with this. In Flanders fields, the poppies blow. Between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow. Loved and were loved. And now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who died, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields. Thank you all.
Thank you, John. Adjutant Paul, oh, that's
on this Memorial Day, let us remember those members of American Legion Post 509 we lost over the past year. Bart Cozzolino, Army. Jim Kenny, Army. Ed Nizuski, Marines. Doug Paulson, Army. Al Schwartz, Navy. And Ed Sheridan, Navy. Thank you.
in honor of all our veterans lost, Commander Anthony Cavallero of Cotton, Hilton Josephs.
Order arms. Stand at ease. Order. Who accompanied the children of Israel on the journey from Egypt to the Promised Land. The same God who led the Judeans from captivity in Babylon back to the Holy City. The God of the Christian Testament bless you this morning and go with you on your journey as we continue to live as His people in these United States of America, which He has blessed. Go forth in peace, be a sign of peace. Amen.
So we will now lead our close, Allison. And please join her in singing God Bless America. All right, I call on our Band Marshal for the order of dismissal. Okay, as you go, thank you all for coming. We're very glad to have you here. We're honored by your presence. We hope to see all of you again next year.